Hey guys, what's up? Finch here. We're back with another bit of a metagame analysis video, but this time it's different because it's going to span across all of the SS tiers in the post-DLC metagames. There's this new move called Poltergeist, which personally I am obsessed with it. It is the physical ghost stab move that we've been long waiting for, while things like Marowak-Alola thankfully got access to Shadowbone last generation. Really, otherwise they've been reliant on things like Phantom Force, which two-turn move, which is really sucky. Because you can play around that easily, or things like Shadow Punch, which, while boosted from things like Iron Punch and Golurk, is okay. It's not great. It's still weak on pretty much every other ghost type. And then things like Frostlass or Dalmise or Decidueye has to rely on Shadow Claw, which is okay. It's not amazing, but it's just pretty weak relative to the other physical stabs. For example, fighting types have got close combat or high jump kick. Flying types have got Brave Bird largely. Electric types, Wild Charge. Fire types, Flare Blitz. Water types, Waterfall, Liquidation, Aqua Tail. Because, water types get everything, of course. But ghost types never really had it on the physical end. They have Shadow Ball on the special end and other moves. But no, they didn't really have that signature attack. And now they got it. Poltergeist. And a lot of them still don't get it, unfortunately. For example, things like Aegislash and Dragapult don't get it. But a lot of Pokemon do. So what we're going to do is go through the relevant users and also a really cool phenomenon sweeping through a couple tiers right now. Pokemon not running an item because of Poltergeist, forcing it to only work if the opponent has an item equipped. So let's get into this. First and foremost, we have the overused metagame. Marowak-Alola is a premier user of Poltergeist in OU. Of course, I showcased Golurk with Klutz and Flame Orb in a video, but yeah, no, it's not really an OU viable Pokemon. It's just more of a fun Pokemon to try on the ladder. But yeah, Marowak is a great user of Poltergeist. Definitely would advise trying it out. It's unbelievably strong. While only has base 80 attack, that's actually doubled thanks to Thick Club, so it's doing amazing damage. It's able to one-shot things like Slowbro that have an item equipped with Poltergeist, and also 2-hit KO things like especially defensive attack specs, or pretty much anything neutrally. So yeah, it's crazy strong. Into Flare Blitz can even kill a Hippowdon potentially. So yeah, that's something worth noting, of course. It also is a great defensive typing in the metagame, so it's just a really practical addition to the tier right now. I don't play RU yet, and I don't really know much about the tier, but two Pokemon of relevance in the tier that got it, and I'm just going to felt like sample movesets would be Decidueye, which I feel could use it on a Swords Dance set potentially, and Dalmise, which can probably use in like a 4 attacks Choice Band or Assault Vest set. You can maybe use it over things like Anchor Shot or Rapid Spin, depending on your team. But yeah, I don't know how great these Pokemon are in RU right now. I think they're definitely viable, but you see things like Charizard all over the metagame. So yeah, they're probably kind of limited, but they're still really good. And Poltergeist actually helps with Charizard because it's always running heavy-duty boots. So yeah, gonna be interesting to see how they shake up the metagame. Unfortunately, though, I can't give as much commentary as I can OU and the next year NU, which definitely got hit the biggest by the Poltergeist wave. It has 3 Pokemon, well, 2 Pokemon in the tier and then one that's also viable that got impacted specifically. One is Frostlass, which now, crazy enough, after all these generations, can run a physical set like Choice Banded or a Life Orb Subsplit. It not only got Poltergeist, it also got Triple Axle, which is just amazing. It got both these new moves. Yeah, I love this Choice Band set. Personally, it's probably the only Frostlass I've used this far. Although Life Orb Subsplit I'm probably going to try and use for the NU Open or other tours as well, so love to keep your eyes open for that. But yeah, Triple Axle, Poltergeist, Trick, Spikes, Choice Band is really cool. Would definitely advise trying that out. It's kind of strong. It's going to 2-hit heal bulky waters like Lantern, which is kind of funny because previously it was just like hard walling things like Frostlass offensively. So Frostlass was stuck in more of a utility / kind of uncommon role in the metagame. So yeah, a revitalization of a very cool Pokemon in my eyes. Next up, Gourgeist, which was already a great Pokemon. It already outran things like Survive, but now it has a strong Ghost type coverage to complement the Power Whip, and I love it on Choice Band, but Life Orb with Fire Blast at Ferroseed's cool too. But my theory is you can kind of trick Ferroseed anyway, so there's some upsides, downsides, but either way, Life Orb mixed or the physical Choice Band set with Explosion or Shadow Sneak or Will-O-Wisp Blast is really cool. Poltergeist gets mad strong to the point where some Pokemon aren't running an item in this metagame that we'll get to soon. And next up we have Golurk, which I like the Rock Pile set, but also Stealth Rock and Choice Band have seen some usage. All of them are very fringe. I haven't actually gotten to try it out myself yet, but I faced a couple on the ladder. I don't even think I faced this set in particular, but if I had to imagine, it'd look like this because Fire Punch is cool to take up things like Abomasnow and, more importantly, Ferroseed in one hit. With Iron Fist, I guess you could run Dynamic Punch with No Guard or Stone Edge as well. Stone Edge would hit things like Rotom Fan and Rotom Frost. So yeah, there are things you could do. There are pros and cons of it, but either way, with 124 attack and Life Orb or Choice Band. Iron Fist doesn't boost Poltergeist, but yeah, Poltergeist is really strong off of this, which is cool. It's definitely a step up from Shadow Punch. As you see, it has 110 base power, which is just simply amazing. So these are some users of the move Poltergeist. We've only 5 minutes in, and this is going to be a shorter video, but I do want to say it's amazing that this move is released. It's one of the things I'm the most excited about with DLC, and it's already come to fruition that so many things are using it, and it's kind of one of those things that lets you feel those little, like, oh my god, I'm like fanboy over Pokemon moments, which you kind of seldom experience when you're so experienced like me. I've been around the game competitively for 8 years, in the game for over half of my life now. I've played since I was like 7 or 8 years old, so it's crazy seeing like one of those like new, like, oh my god, like I'm like starstruck by this cool stuff that's coming out kind of sentiment that I just don't experience a ton, and just kind of the joy that comes alongside it is amazing. So yeah, shout out to Nintendo Game Freak for coming up with that. But there are also some Pokemon that are kind of reacting to it in an interesting way, and I really want to highlight this dynamic. So Pokemon like Slowbro, Cofagrigus, and Garbodor are not running items sometimes. Of course, Heavy Duty Boost Slowbro, Colbert, Cofagrigus, and Rocky Helmet Garbodor, especially in the Scyther metagame, although I think Scyther is going to get banned soon, are great in OU and NU respectively, but not running an item means that Slowbro can counter things like Marowak. Cofagrigus can check things like Gourgeist and things like Frostlass again. Not to mention Golurk potentially, and Garbodor does amazing against Gourgeist as well, and those are really common interactions that are worth considering. And honestly, I just want to let you guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think that not running an item is a healthy reactionary mechanism in these metagames, or do you think it means that these Poltergeist users are like too forceful in team building and pushing your hand to do this? Do you think that this is a legitimate strategy, running no item, or do you think that this is going too far away and you rather would just use normal counterplay? I want to know your thoughts, because this is such a unique thing before. We've seen some crazy reactionary elements in team building before. For example, people have ran like level 99 in their Cofagrigus to underspeed opposing Trick Room Cofagrigus in tiers like S, M, and U in the early part of the metagame, and so on and so forth. We've seen some really interesting usage of things like berries and other items, or the move Sleep Talk to adapt to sleep inducers on choice Pokemon, etc. There are some really cool applications of strategy within moves and items and so on and so forth, but this, running no item, is something else. We've seen Colberberry for knockoff users, Rocky Helmet for knockoff users when you know you're not going to have leftovers, or Black Sludge equipped if you're a poison type, but running no item to counter a move is really cool and really unique in my eyes. But some people are saying, oh, it's like too much, we have to go this far away, or oh, it's not worth it, just bring a normal counter. But I want to know what you guys have to think. Do you think this is cool, good, bad, or indifferent? Let me know in the comments below. Personally, I'm super excited about this move, and I'm interested to see what traction the Pokemon we just discussed gain in their respective metagames. Marowak, Decidueye, Delmise, Frostlass, Gourgeist, and Golurk. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. And if you're enjoying my content, guys, be sure to like and leave your thoughts in the comments, and most importantly, subscribe, guys. We just passed 3,000. Thank you so much for the support. Anyway, we're only covering one move, so this isn't going to be a super long video. I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Peace.